I'm so sick of hearing
she mad, y'all.
These conversations. No,
she
because
big mad.
Because okay, the purpose of our channel, like we always say, is we want to talk about things that we were never told, because we want to be able to help people build strong relationships so that they can build stronger families, so we can build stronger communities. It's like it has a ripple effect. Welcome
to the J&O Show,
where we talk about
things that we were never told. I'm Jay.
And I'm O.
And now you know.
If you guys are new to our channel, please make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure you turn on your post notifications so you can know we upload, because you never want to miss an episode. Also, if you guys are new here, if you have ideas for show topics, go ahead and drop them below in the comment section and write hashtag next show, so that way we can easily filter through and give you more of what you want. All right. So today, guys, we are going to be talking about something that has been, it's just been
that's what's been happening.
Yeah, it's just been coming up all the time, and I guess it still does fall under the premise of things that we were never told, because people don't readily talk about some of these.
Didn't used to.
Didn't really, but they are now.
Oh, are they talking about it
and
now?
It's just like, everybody don't need to just speak on certain things, okay? And I know we, you know, y'all probably feel like that sometimes about some of the stuff that we say, but no, some people really just need to like shh, because
bruh.
Anyway, so we're going to be talking about what a woman's worth is in today's topic.
Now look, part of the reason she's so is because there's a different conversation when you're talking about a woman's worth in the sexual marketplace, as far as relationships are concerned, and a person's worth, or a woman's worth as a person.
Yes.
They're not the same.
Right. Which some people will make you think that it is. Specifically, this podcast show that we watch. And
I watch.
Well, yeah,
I make her watch it, because they have we have great conversations. I'm not even gonna front.
Yeah, and we really need to record our candid conversations,
really
and keep
good
on saying that. But
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, fresh and fit and fresh,
fresh and fit podcast.
Them.
Hey, who mess is this?
Yeah, they got this episode. I'll drop the name of it in here so you guys can see, but they were just talking about, well, one of the guys, basically, he was talking about basically what his definition is of what a woman's worth or value is. And their dialogue a lot of times in their conversation, like they're telling and teaching men these things as though it's the holy grail, and I'm like, like, bruh, this is why you're having the issues you having right now when it comes to relationship, and why you finding all these women, obviously that is not the type of woman that you're looking for, because of your mentality and your approach. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just watched the episode and it just got me so irritated. Anyway.
Look, okay, look, right. So the episode that they were talking about, he was saying that a high value woman does not exist unless a high value man says so.
Meanwhile,
how you figure that?
So now part of the thing is, the podcast generally talks about relationships. Okay, the relationships between men and women, and specifically these guys talk to men about how women rate men. That's what their podcast, I'm talking generalities. Okay. And I'm pretty sure they have episodes where they veer off to different things or whatever, but in general, that's what their channel does. They talk to men about how women rate men, and they encourage men to get the things that women seek and want, so that they will be eligible for women, as opposed to chasing women right out the door. So that's the general purpose of their podcast. And in this particular episode,
but the stuff that they tell men to do this,
in this particular episode, Now,
that was a different episode.
Yeah, that was a different episode. In this particular episode, though, they were talking about high value women, and the women on the show asked them, what do men prefer in a high value woman? And he was like, high value women don't exist,
Boy, if you don't.
unless a high value man deems them to be high value. And then sort of railed off a list of things that they, consider to be high value and all of that other stuff, or all of the reasons why they're a high value woman is not, why a high value woman does not exist. I'm sorry, I was getting all my stuff right.
That's okay. Just to bring out, I guess, a couple of things that they said. So one of the things they said was that a woman's worth or value is not determined by her career, which I get, because to men, that doesn't really make you attractive,
right?
So I get that, right?
Yeah. That's sexual marketplace. Be very, very, very. That's sexual relationship based marketplace. Which means to men, you having your career and a car and a house and your money right and getting the bag, we don't generally care about that. That is very true.
Yeah. Bruh. So, and I concur. He said that it's determined by what caliber of man a woman can attract and what type of man she can actually keep and get him to put a ring on it. Which I'm like, okay, I can sort of see that. But what I don't understand is, how can you say that only a high value man can determine a high value woman when it's women who determine who a high value man is? So I feel like just the same should be true. If it's a whole bunch of women basically that are coming together and we're saying, okay, this is the type of guy that we want, that would make him high value, because we are the consumers. We're the ones that's looking for you, right? So the same should be true for men. Men, yes, they would say, okay, most men would say, okay, I like this type of woman. That's what makes her high. That's what makes her high value. But what he's saying, or what he said, as far as what makes women high value, was I'm trying to remember exactly what it said.
Basically, the high value men have the say on whether or not she's high value,
and that's not true,
as opposed to the entire population of men.
Right, the majority of men, which I disagree with that.
So, me personally, I'm sort of about it. I would think, now I'm gonna throw a stab at it, but I'm not him, so I can't speak for him. I'm gonna throw a stab at it. My thought process is the type of woman that a high value man would say is a high value woman, the rest of the men would follow in line, because a high value man tends to be a leader. He's the one that dictates what's popular. He's the one that dictates, all of this other stuff that most other men would follow, because in order to be high value, you got to be alpha, you got to be a leader, you have to be needed, useful, you have to be, usually, not always, but somewhat high profile, you have to have a certain amount of money, you have, all of that stuff. All of these things have to be in place, and so most men would generally like the same things. But he don't say that. That's just me throwing it out there, being like, well, maybe he means this, and maybe he means dogs wear space helmets and they swim around the moon. I don't know what he means, but that's maybe I'm just saying that me throwing out what he might mean doesn't really mean that that's what it really is that he's going for. He could be coming from someplace completely different. I'm just trying to make sense of it in my head. I would say, right, and I think I said this just like last video, your worth is determined by how tuned in you are to your purpose.
Right. Man,
female.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
That's what y'all need to be focusing on. Okay? Sorry.
How tuned in you are with your purpose determines everything. I wrote this saying months ago, and I found it funny that it came right back up. So I wanted to read it, and I'm gonna try to read it as fast as I can because it's a small paragraph. And I'm gonna try to make it sound, I'm gonna try to read it like with some oomph so it sound good, right?
Bruh.
So, read. It doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man, black or white, rich or poor. None of those things make you better. Your money doesn't make you better than anyone else. Your race doesn't make you better than anyone else.
Can I get an amen? Yes!
The fact that you can bear or carry a child or impregnate someone makes you no better because you can't produce a child without the opposite sex. We always try to find ways to make ourselves more important than we are, but the reality is we are all the same. Let me see where I left off. Our value to society is determined by our minds and our ability to help humanity. Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, W.E. Du Bois, Rosa Parks, Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman, all of these people are greater than any rich person that I can say exists on the planet right now, and their contribution to society. Even visionaries like Steve Jobs did not impact human history or help people to the extent of the people that I just named. You being in contact with your purpose. I'm sorry, me personally, what Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth and all of these people were doing at the time they were doing it, I don't give a rat's anus about their sexual marketplace value. I think it's good for us to understand what sexual marketplace value is. I think it's good for us to understand what men and women want. I think it's good for us to understand that you may not be all of that you think you are to the opposite sex, but that does not determine your value as a human being.
Right.
How sexy you are to the opposite sex is not your value as a human being, and that's the difference that I want to make.
Right.
There is a difference between the two. Things like integrity and honor and honesty, those are the true marks of you being a real man, a real woman.
Which they don't seem to distinguish the two. They lump it all together, and that's the problem that I have.
So for me, your sexual, how attractive you are to the opposite sex, to me is, I mean, long term, let's just be honest. Let's be real. Let's be real about it.
Okay.
Men and women want to get with people of the opposite sex, still the majority of us, and you want to have children. You want to have a legacy. You want to survive through your children, right? You want to build a legacy. So there is a very high level of importance to finding a mate and finding the best, whatever you think the best is, that you can get. The best is not 100%, partially, but not 100% predicated on money and looks. Money and looks. Right, that is not what I hear so much about that, but I hear so little about integrity and honesty and being able to be trusted, being somebody who has loyalty. I hear very little about that. We talked about that in the last episode, I believe. These things need to be boosted up. These people, to me, are speaking a lot of truth and a lot of truths that we have not been trying to hear for the last decade. Longer than that. But that I can only talk about the last decade, maybe too. I'm not that old. But these other characteristics that make you a decent human being, like your value as a person is not fully dictated by how sexy you are to the opposite sex. That to me is one thing that's not being spoken about.
Right.
And people are willing to sacrifice your value as a person for your value in the sexual marketplace, and that is the problem for me.
Right.
If you have a certain level of integrity, I mean, you get back what you put out. That's the best way for me to put it.
True.
You get back what you put out.
Right.
If you're a person of integrity, of honor, if you can be trusted, if you're loyal, then that's what you attract to you. Right.
So for all y'all that's claiming that there's no quality women out there, or you have to trick women, so another episode that they did, okay,
should we say that for a whole nother thing?
Okay. For the sake of time, we're gonna save that one for later. But let's just say that you can't start off a relationship based on a lie and expect it to go well.
Bruh.
And then you wonder why you're having issues in the dating market. Hello? But anyway, that's all I'm saying about that. So yeah, this is a little bit different for us, maybe, but we just I'm so sick of hearing
she mad, y'all,
these conversations. No,
she
because
big mad.
Because okay, the purpose of our channel, like we always say, is we want to talk about things that we were never told, because we want to be able to help people build strong relationships so that they can build stronger families, so we can build stronger communities. It's like it has a ripple effect. So it irks me when I hear people who are spewing these things out there that is going to do the opposite of that, because it's just a lot, y'all.
I'll put it to you like this. They're putting stuff out there that may get you somebody and may get you married, but it won't necessarily make your marriage last.
Yes.
And
it could be
that's
very
the part
toxic.
that's missing. That's the part that's missing. It's the other. Yeah, getting married. Yeah, that's a part of the goal, but like that's only a part of the goal.
Yeah, you got to stay there.
You got to stay married,
Bruh.
and you have to actually have something to pass to your children besides money and good looks.
Right.
And integrity and loyalty and all of that stuff. That's what I want to pass to my children, more so than the money.
Some value.
Those values.
You know, because a really good book says it's better to have a good name than to have riches or silver or something like that. I messed up that, but I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna put it, I'm gonna link it in there, okay? But it's something along those lines, that it's better for you to have a good name basically than for you to have all the wealth in the world. Think about that, okay?
What does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul?
Yes, but it says specifically what I was just saying, something along those lines, but that too. All right. But anyway, we're gonna wrap this on up today.
Yeah.
I hope that you guys got the point. All right, but we'll be back next week.
Yo, she was on 10, y'all.
I'm sorry.
I find it funny. It's my fault. I show her the videos on purpose because I know she's gonna blow up, and it makes for good shows. So, yeah.
Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe, and let us know what you think. Are you feeling our content? Let us know below in the comment section. What do you think about some of these topics? Have you guys been hearing about these red and blue pill communities and purple and all these different things, or what have you? What are you guys thinking about that? Thoughts? All right, see you guys next week. Deuces.
Press the off button.